People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. This is not your average mama and papa blogging. This is blogging that takes you on the roof, under the cellar. It seems as if the year 2022-2023 is not been good for the Klansman, one down, one order. Gang members specifically. When it comes to the one order, 15 of 60 suspects were convicted, presently waiting on sentencing. A few members got some sort of get out of jail free based on technicality, lack of evidence. But it seems as if Judge Sykes was using Sykes, and that freedom, get out of jail free, was to get out of life permanently. Unfortunately for those gang members, the very disturbing trend of one down, one order people losing their life continued maybe about 72 hours ago, where a member, his name is Damain, he went on some sort of MURDER mission in a place called Riversdale. Yes, the hit was successful. However, the exit, meaning take for yourself, it was not as successful, as the vehicle that he was riding with his cumbalo and a female was intercepted in the Bagua Gorge. According to the Popo and video evidence from the gorge, it is said that when the Popo intercepted that vehicle with about 3 to 4 persons, them alighted, or at least one man alighted from the vehicle. Blaze up off of the Popo, you know the script. Popo return FIRE. After the smoke clear, Damain was seen riddled with all sorts of bullets. No sorts of joke. His Sketelina or a Sketelina was also caught in the vehicle. They then went to her house and found a next tool, so therefore they recovered at least one tool from the scene and then a next tool, so therefore it tells you she also had criminal intention. The bad luck for the one down, one order gang members would continue. Fast forward maybe about 72 hours ago, a next one bite the dust, a next one kick the buckets. He went to go see his devil maker. It is said that a man believed to be associated with the notorious one order gang, he was taken out in some sorts of confrontation with the Popo in a place called Salt Pond. Salt Pond main road, to be specific, that is in Old Harbor. It is said that the Popo on some sorts of special operation, don't know if they got information, they got intelligence that this man was in the area. Based on the accounts of the Popo from the special operation, they said that about 1:30 in the evening, them see a heavily tinted vehicle, Toyota Belta to be specific. Them a said to themselves, then a who in that deep, dark, tinted vehicle like that? Must be somebody hiding. People don't know if this was some sort of random search, and it is just coincident that a bad man was in it. Notorious SERIALKILLER. In my opinion, somebody told him what he was driving. Somebody told him where he is located. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. It is said that when them flagged down the vehicle, the man did not listen. He disobeyed their order. There was some sort of big chase. It is said that the man run out, abandon the vehicle, start blaze up all sorts of can off of the Popo. Unfortunately for Lashane Barnes, OC Radface, after the chase and after the smoke clear, he lost his will to life. He lost the rat race. He was taken out in a hail of BULLETS. Now people, when we see stuff like this and the very disturbing trend, I have to ask the question. It seems as if these gunmen, they are not learning from the mistakes of others. It seems as if them now read the notice board. They are not getting the memo. But then when we think about it, maybe if he threw his hands in the air, just like that incident in the Bagua Gorge, and act like he does not care, maybe the Popo would still continue to pipe him up, riddle his body, because they don't take it for any sort of joke. I can only assume that he was thinking to himself, you know, sir, it seems as if I am stuck between a rock and a hard place. It is do or die. I know that the fact that me blaze up off of the Popo, and based on their reputation, they are not going to have much options than to send me to two destinations. Destination Dome, meaning the big yard, or Destination Dome, meaning the graveyard. The recent history of the Popo would tell you, and should have told him, that he was only going to go to the afterlife. So therefore he decided that, listen, it is do or die time, is either them or me. People, here are the cold hard facts. Whenever you engage the Popo, especially when it is some sorts of operation, meaning multiple Popo with multiple rifle with multiple shots, the odds are going to be stacked against you. He would learn the hard way. However, not because he did not try. However, he ended up collapsing on some sorts of embankments. He was withdrawn from life. Based on the report, it is said that when they held him or found him, went over the body that was pretty much out, topped out. They saw in his hand clutching a .45 American tactical titanium handgun. It is said that he's also had a passenger in the vehicle. That passenger, a female, was also wounded. An additional search of the vehicle and the surroundings would recover at least 120 cartridges, meaning con. People, me no know if he was prepared for the Popo and it did not work out. Don't know if he was going to buy some sorts of con, or he was going to sell some sorts of con. Whichever way, he was prepared for war. However, he lost the battle to survive, the battle to live. Now, based on the Popo report, it is said that Mr. Barnes that was badly wounded and the female passenger that was conned up in her shoulder, they were both transferred, I am not going to say rush, to the Spanish Town Hospital, where it is said that Mr. Barnes was pronounced like some sorts of countryman with some sorts of illiterate that attend Jamal trying to twang or speak the Queen's English, pronounced very badly. It is said that Mr. Barnes, who is suspected to be involved in multiple KILLINGS in the surrounding area of St. Catherine, Spanish Town, pretty much he is a serial KILLER. However, the Popo was like Tony the Tiger, and them name him food. Live by the GUN, DIE by the GUN. That is the moral of the story. People, is it coincidental or isn't it ironic that both instances, Bagwalk and Yasso, Salpan, both vehicles had female in them. Both female live luckily. Even after X amount of rounds was bust at the vehicle or at the intended target, they still survive, live to tell the tale. I hope that they learn from their mistakes. I hope that other females that are entrenched in this criminal activity like easy money, one bad man in a she-hole, I hope that when the Popo hold you and take you out of here, you have nothing to say because you are just as guilty, if it is even guilty by association, and you're not. You are a part of this conspiracy. You are enabling, facilitating these criminals. So therefore, whenever the po-po go for the criminals, it is only right that they do you just like them. Easy, point blank, and period. Further on in the news and continuing on the trend, it seems as if them not read the notice board. It seems as if them not get the memo. Whenever you challenge the po-po, chances are you are going to run out of chances. You're going to get bust like balloon. It is said that a man was fatally taken out by the po-po after he did a very wrong thing and pointed his tool at the po-po in a Spanish town, St. Catherine, on Saturday night. The man that lost his life, 20-year-old Shaquille Smith, known on the road as DJ. It seems as if DJ select the wrong tune and the po-po fling back a dub plate and clot him in his head. Based on the po-po reports, it is said that the po-po mobile patrol was on some sorts of mission at the intersection of Tate Drive and Central Road when they observed a Mr. Smith, at that intersection. It is said that when the man spot the po-po, him start to run in a yard. Of course, you know, whenever the po-po sees anybody run from them, it is only going to trigger them. It is said that the man ran into a yard. The po-po ran into the yard also. It seems as if he was hiding. They were playing some sorts of hide and seek. However, it seems as if Mr. Man, him get froggy and decide to jump out. Blaze up some sorts of can after the po-po. People, you know the script, repeat after me. The po-po wheel and pop off and return like fire. After the smoke clear, that man was seen clutching onto some sorts of tool. Now people, is it just me or don't you find it strange that these men seems as if they're on some sorts of mission, or maybe them just get bummy, or maybe them conscience a bother them? But every time they engage the po-po in any sorts of confrontation, they always end up on the SHITTY end of the stick. So I've come to a couple of conclusions. Is either the po-po is rolling around with some sorts of ready-made reports that sounds cliche that we hear in every incident, or these men definitely cannot shoot, and luckily for the people of Jamaica. Disclaimer: once you challenge the po-po, it does not matter exactly what happened. What matters is that you're a gunman found in possession of a tool and the po-po say you challenge them. So pretty much we don't want to hear or see any innocent people losing them life. However, if you're a criminal in possession of a tool, we really do not care about the circumstances. What we care about is the result, the fact that you are taken out of here. Based on the po-po report, it is said that after the man was hit up, they found a Ruger 9mm and a magazine with 6 rounds. When them check him pocket, he was clutching onto that tool. Another magazine was also found when them check him pocket. They found a magazine with at least 15 rounds. The moral of the story is this: Mr. Smith, like most gangsters, they have all the tools of the trade, meaning the 9mm, the 4/5, the tall up. However, they did not master their trade, meaning that them never good upon the SHOOTING, or better yet, the po-po that are professionally trained. The advantage always goes to them. The po-po lives, luckily, and then the bad man is taken out of here. Based on the po-po reports, he was turtle rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced like an illiterate back in the days countryman that attends Jamal, trying to speak the Queen's English, pronounced very badly, meaning D-E-A-D, gone to the afterlife, point blank and period. Further on in the news, this is an update about a story that I spoke about, that incident where a man, Damien, he was conned up in a vehicle after he had just come off of some sort of MURDER mission. He was intercepted in the Bagua Gorge by the Popo, and the Popo finished him. When the Popo blazed him up, there was a young lady in the vehicle, and it is said that at least 1 or 2 other men jump and run at the hills, take with themselves, they escape. I told you that that man family was getting in contact with the Popo. I guess they saw the video and how they deal with Damien. So therefore he decided that he did not want that to be his fate. So therefore them contact the Popo. More information that I am getting. Remember I said that there was a young lady in the vehicle. Well, this young lady was probably younger than we thought. This was a 16-year-old. It is said that the 16-year-old is the girlfriend of the man or one of the man that escaped, that is making contact through his family to turn himself into the Popo. Now people, at the start of this video I spoke about an incident in a salt pan wherein them take away a SERIALKILLER for the one done one gang. In that vehicle was also a female, a woman, a lady. Now people, don't you find it a very disturbing trend that most of the times whenever the Popo pull over any sorts of vehicle, and not only bad man, but them have some bad GYAL in it too, that are just as involved in all sorts of criminality. So it seems as if whenever these criminals are going on any sort of mission, whether it is MURDER, them feel like if them put a woman in at the front seat, then when the Popo seats, the Popo is going to let them go. However, people, that is no longer working because the Popo use them common sense and realize, say, unjust man involved in a criminality. It is also women. Most of the mission, some sorts of women, they don't know their involvement in what capacity. However, they are definitely criminal minded. They are definitely facilitating, enabling, and are the beneficiaries of the proceeds of crime. So therefore, you have to take the good with the bad. If you want the bad man money, if you want the bad man BUDDY, then you have to also get FUCK, meaning get taken out of here whenever the Popo come for your people, point blank and period. So anyways people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.